If you have ever taken a child to a museum or somewhere where they see things they have never seen before, and they actually get to touch things that they've never touched before, like animals, you can almost see them absorbing the information. They're learning.
Oh yeah, and here on Delmarva, we have several opportunities for children of all ages, even adults, to learn about the land we live on and the cultures that have called the peninsula home. Well, that's the idea behind the Delmarva Discovery Museum in Pocomoke City, now previously known as the Delmarva Discovery Center Museum. The facility is celebrating its 10th anniversary. So we took a trip to Pocomoke to see what's new and what's in store for the future.
In a building that started out as a car dealership, adventures and discoveries await the young and old, and we can thank the nation's largest retail store for that.
About 20 years ago, a lot of local residents and business owners downtown were quite worried when Walmart was coming to town, to be honest. And they were worried what it would do to downtown, so they wanted to have some type of a museum or discovery center, they weren't quite sure what it was going to be yet, but something to keep people to want to come downtown.
The idea to create the Delmarva Discovery Museum didn't happen until a few years later.
They wanted to have a cultural and historical center, some animals. It was more of history and culture before. We've actually expanded upon it to include some more animals now. More hands-on and interactive is what we think that a lot of families want.
The history, the culture, even the animals have strong connections to the Pocomoke River that runs adjacent to the museum. But the exhibits tell the story of the entire peninsula.
When people come into the building, one of the first questions is, what is Delmarva? So a lot of the people we get from here are from out of the area, visitors. And so we're talking about between the Chesapeake Bay and the Atlantic Ocean, and there's a map up front about what Delmarva is. And just literally start with that, and everything here is tied into Delmarva.
The items that fill the museum come from all over. Some are borrowed from other museums, while others are donated. And more are purchased through grants and business donations. One of the first things you notice when you walk into the museum is the two-story steamship that divides the facility. On one side, it's 63 foot long and 2 stories. On the other side of the building, it's 42 foot long and 1 story.
It looks very authentic. It's interesting when you go through the building how different it looks from one side to the other, which is what we wanted it to convey.
The steamship and many of the other exhibits are replicas that were built specifically for the museum and provide a hands-on education for visitors. But there are plenty of real exhibits.
And this is Piggy, one of the animal ambassadors here at the Delmarva Discovery Museum. Now, not everybody can come in and hold Piggy, but you do let the visitors have interaction with the animals.
Absolutely.
How important is it to be hands-on like that?
We think it's extremely important. We think that's what's really setting us apart and getting visitors who want to come and join the Discovery Museum. A lot of people have never, for example, seen a horseshoe crab, even though they may live or vacation here. And you can go to our touch pool and touch those animals. A lot of times we'll be roving around with some of our other animals, including some of the turtles or snakes. We try to always exceed your expectations. So if you really want to see one of the animals, we will try to get them out for you.
But the real rock stars of the Delmarva Discovery Museum are Mac and Tuck, the river otters.
Oh my gosh, the otters. So the Wally Gordon River Otter exhibit opened 2 years ago, and that's really what put us on the map. Jackie and Kate Gordon decided to sponsor the exhibit. We had a huge aquarium, a 6,000-gallon aquarium, and we had a problem with the aquarium. We spoke to the donors of the aquarium because we always communicate with our donors. And we were able to construct the River Otter exhibit in a way that it far exceeds any USDA minimum qualifications. We have a huge aquarium, we have a huge land area, a water slide. Kids, it is always the highlight of the day watching Mac and Tuck.
Another popular feature, the touch pool.
The touch pool has animals at the Atlantic and coastal bays. Right now we have horseshoe crabs, spider crabs, whelks, clams in there. Sometimes we put mummy chugs in. We'd like to look at getting miniature rays.
The Delmarva Discovery Museum also houses a STEM lab. It was created after meeting with local educators.
We're not the experts on education. We found out what they needed and what they wanted, and we partnered together. So for example, most elementary schools and middle schools on the shore don't have physical space or money for a science lab. We built one and they come to us.
But perhaps the one thing about the Delmarva Discovery Museum that Stacy is most proud of is its ongoing efforts to make the exhibits handicapped accessible. The touch pools were specifically designed to allow access for children and adults in wheelchairs, and the museum just received a grant to install a chairlift for access to the second story of the steamship.
It was important to us for many reasons, again, to be handicap accessible. On a personal note, my sister was in a wheelchair after her stroke for a while, and so it's really important. We have a lot of children here that are not able to walk around as easily, and they're either in wheelchairs or walkers.
Delmarva Discovery Museum is celebrating its 10th anniversary, and a lot has happened over the past decade. And Stacy says we can expect a lot more in the future.
So we're looking at each and every exhibit. We have a huge exhibits committee that meets. We want to make things better, more authentic, very interactive, and we want to bring things more mobile exhibits that we can pull in and out.
Ensuring that the adventures and discoveries will continue for years to come.
The Delmarva Discovery Museum also has a gift shop. You can find books, artwork, greeting cards, jewelry, toys, and gifts, as well as Discovery Museum items such as t-shirts, mugs, and magnets. The Delmarva Discovery Museum is open 7 days a week.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, you need to get down there.
Gotta go.